You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
Is Caitlin Clark the greatest college player of all time? Women college player. Let's just keep it separate. Women. She's the greatest female player of all time in college.
It's a tough one, man. I don't know, man. As a basketball player myself, man, it's hard to say she's the best just because she scored the most points. But I do think scoring the most points kind of makes you the best. I feel the same way about Bron. That's why I'm saying this too.
Okay.
I just think the weight that we put on scoring, and she's assistant, so she's doing both. She's controlling the game a lot of ways every single night. So,
right.
I was a big fan of Shamika Holdsclaw, one of my favorites. Who else? Deladon, big fan. That all those UConn squads when they were winning chips. Maya Moore. I like Simone Augusta, who out of LSU. Tarazi, I can't leave out Tarazi. Sue Bird.
Right.
I watched all these young ladies in college. Like I've always been a fan of the women's game, and I'm more than happy and ecstatic to see it go this far. Like my game was patterned a lot. Not even say patterned a lot, but I was molded by a woman. My older sister was the person that introduced me and molded me as the basketball player. So I've always had a respect and admiration for the women's game. So I'm happy. I'm one of the people that's super happy as where and being a women's coach is enjoyable to be a part of.
Yeah, because like when I was rambling before you got on, I was talking about how the women's game is more popular as far as viewership and all of that stuff now. And I was making the correlation of, well, if you have a product, because the women's game hasn't changed. Like you said, you've been a fan of it for a while, and that's what I was saying before you got on, is I've been watching the women's game too. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching. I talked about Dawn Staley, her fine ass. You know what I'm saying? Doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. You know what I'm saying? The first group of WNBA stars. I've been outside with the women's game since then.
I met somebody this weekend that was on that WNBA squad too. That won the first two chips. She won the first two chips in that squad. So had a chance to hang out with her. Super cool young lady. I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head, but I don't want to mess it up. But but she was on that squad. I was honored to be in her presence. Like I felt like, I was in the presence of somebody that did something great, which is a huge thing to me.
It's one of those if you know type things.
Exactly.
Everything don't have to be on the gram, don't have to be on video. It could just be for you and the other person. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit's supposed to be. But when you have a good, because the basketball product isn't different. There's always been a female that's been a dog. You already mentioned it. You've already mentioned a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? There's been dogs that we could have been put a camera and spotlight on and blew their whole shit up. You know what I'm saying? They could have had that. So now that the cameras, the eyeballs, everything is on the women's game now, it's kind of like, why are y'all late to the party? They've been doing this shit. Like, bro, are you hip to Athletes Unlimited?
I don't think so.
That's the female sports league. They got like basketball, softball, lacrosse. Hey, I watched it. I watched it for the first time because, again, they make the women's game more accessible for you to be able to watch.
Yeah. I need to check that out.
I'm gonna tell you how dope this is because they do a 4-week season, right? It's 40 chicks. Normally how it goes is it's a point system. Everything you do, you get a point for. So like you hit a three, you get a certain amount of points. You get a turnover, you deduct a certain amount of points. You get everything you do and don't do, you personally get points for. Okay. So at the end of the week, whoever has the most points, the top 4 get to be captains. Okay. So every week you switching up your squad.
Got you.
Basically,
that's dope.
You switch up.
That.
I tell you, that shit is mad gangster. So you switch up your squads or whatever every 4 weeks. So basically you have your own point system. And towards the end of the 4 weeks, whoever has like the most points is the champion. But it's still a team atmosphere because you still have to play within a team. So I was thinking to myself, right? Can men do that? I don't want the men to steal what the women are doing because they're doing some real dope shit. I think we as men, we would know that, oh man, I need about like 200 some points real quick. Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot this part too. So the way that the team aspect works is that every quarter you get 60 points. So if you win a quarter, you get 60 points.
Everybody gets 60 points.
Everybody on the win. Yeah. Everybody gets 60 points.
Gotcha.
And if you win the whole game, you get 120. So this is the only
So
thing
you
that I
got to
don't.
play as a team. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But this is the only thing that I don't like about it though. You could be down bad, but you still try to win that fourth quarter. No, I'm like, we ain't about to win this. We ain't
I
not about
like
to
that
win this.
about it.
Yeah, it has its quirks to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes you play the whole time. Because like, all right,
Got to play the whole time. Yeah.
we're getting dog walked by 20, but we can still win this quarter.
Yes, sir.
And we can still
Get
win
60
this.
points.
Exactly. So so asking you as a person who actually played professional basketball, could men do that? And then we'll get back to the Final Four in a second. I just want to ramble on this real quick because I think it's dope.
I think they could. I mean,
All the ball hoggers and all them type of players that we know of and shit. Like that's what I'm saying. Man, I need like 50 more points to be on top.
You never underestimate the cream because at the end of the day, people with the most points are going to be the ones that's winning. And so you can ball hog all you want to, and your team lose. You're still gonna miss out on that 60 ball. Ain't nothing you're gonna do in this basketball game by yourself and get you 60 points.
Facts. So you get it.
You can score. You got to score 40 and have 20 assists to get 60 and no turnovers.
Yeah,
so
the turnover,
and you cooking.
Yep. The turnovers is going to take away from you, rebounds, get you some shit, steals, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's hard to get that 60 no matter what you do. So you incline, but so you got to be a basketball player, man. You got to be able to play the game and have an understanding of the game.
Yeah.
You got to play clock. You got to know time and score. You have to know how to play the game and that's the thing about women. They play the game.
No, they do. And just to let you know, like it's not even all it's a couple of WNBA players, a couple of overseas foreign players, just any chick that can make that top 40 of women. They in the joint. So you got people playing against WNBA players and all of that stuff. It's real dope, bro. Like next
dope, that's an opportunity everybody can't get.
Next year, check that joint. I'll send you the link to that joint. Check that joint out, bro.
Because the gram page.
Yeah. Like that joint is super duper lit. So getting back to the game real quick. Let's all right, South Carolina, NC State. We don't need to talk about that. That was annihilation. We already knew what that was going to be.
Man, listen, that third quarter, I think they score was 29-6 in the third quarter. I think they hit one field goal, and the rest were free throws. Man, that's defense. That's how you change the game. Like people don't look at that part. They just blew them out. No, that third quarter adjustment, whatever Don Staley did in the third quarter to make that adjustment coming out into the second half and that third quarter, it's a wrap, man. And you can always tell good coaches that can make good adjustments by how the third quarter goes. Most team, remember the Warriors when they were really, really good in the third quarter? That's coaching adjustments at halftime.
Right.
You know, so that was impressive.
Yeah, shout out to NC State though. You know what I'm saying? They have their men's and women's make the tournament. Campus is jumping out there in Raleigh right now. You know what I'm saying? They jumping out there right now. Let's get to the game, man. The quote unquote race war, real quick. Iowa, South Carolina. Man, that was a good game though, bro. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. That was a hell of a good game.
Hold on. We're gonna jump straight to the championship. We're not gonna go to the foul call against UConn.
See, I'm gonna let you go into that because I was half in and out of it. I heard it was like a screen that was like it was kind of a little extra. I don't know. Like I said, I was in and out on the. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. Once Iowa beat LSU, that kind of like put a flat in my tire a little bit because I'm on that LSU. Not Kel Mulkey, like screw her, you know what I'm saying? But Angel Reese and all of them, you know what I'm saying? Floje and all of them, I fuck with them, you know what I'm saying? They go hard, you know what I'm saying? But, and then I was just waiting for the championship game, so kind of like the Final Four kind of was like flat for me, to be honest with you. But go ahead and, that's why I got you here, because you was there, you know some stuff. So what happened with the call, and was it a foul, was it not a foul, what happened?
I personally don't think it was a foul. People, I've talked to coaches and they say they thought it was a foul, but just starting there, I didn't think it was a foul, and I thought it was a flop. You know, I'm just going off pure science. If you run into something, your body doesn't bounce back and your arms don't jump in the air when you run into something. So that alone let me know how much it was acting involved, even if there was a minimal foul.
Okay.
I didn't think she moved that much or enough to call that call. And as many ball screens or off ball screens that go on throughout the game, I didn't think that was one of the harder ones.
Right.
So to call that call at that point in the game, I think you let the players decide the game. If they got that far, you let them decide the game by a shot. by their skills. And that's just a call I would never call as a referee. That's a call that I wouldn't. It's just corny, to be honest with you. It's a corny call. Like, it messes up the game. It kills March Madness. But you got to get the money, man. You got to get the money. The money was in Caitlin Clark playing against South Carolina. That's where the money was. That's where the ratings was. And I can't sit here and say that the referee in his mind was thinking, "Oh, no, let me call this call because the rating is going to suffer." I don't think he did that. I don't think that. But
hold on. But what? Like, either he knew what it was, because I'm assuming if the game ended, you know what I'm saying, by 2 points, I'm assuming that call was very significant. Either it must have tied it or put somebody up. Like I said, I don't know when it happened or whatever. But
no, so UConn was down. I want to say 2 or 3. I'm not sure. 1 or 2. I'm sorry. And he drew up a great play. And she got the fade screen she wanted. And I can't recall correctly right now if she was open, if not, but they had an advantage. If she wasn't open, she head fakes and dribbles. I remember thinking she could go to the basket, so they couldn't have been down no more than 2.
Okay.
But even if she had enough time to drive to the basket, drop it off to somebody, pull a mid-range. Paige is lethal with the mid-range, so it eliminated the opportunity.
Right.
Which is my problem. If she misses, you miss it. But when you eliminate the opportunity of the players to win the game at their hands, I just think that's a disservice to the sport. I think it's a disservice to the atmosphere and the people involved, the players, the coaches. We put a lot of work into this to have it determined by someone else at that juncture in the game, in the season. And shout to UConn, because UConn is probably missing 3 starters.
Okay.
With Paige and Edwards, they're starters, but Ozzie Fudd, who her dad coached at Longwood, so I got love for him. Saw her as a young person, all grown up to be who she became, and that's amazing to see. She's injured again, which sucks for her. I hate that. She was the one player in the country coming out of high school, so missing her. And they had 2 other players that were potential, if not solidified starters that they didn't have, and they still made it to the Final Four and down to the last shot. So amazing job by Gino.
Gino's always
Don Staley going undefeated. You can't deny that as coach of the year, but Gino should have been a close second for what he did with that team.
Gino be lurking, don't he? Like Gino got to be sick right now, right? Like
going home sick after that one.
Like he's thinking like, man, I've been taking over and eating in this women's game. Now women are beating me. Like I just feel like he just spazzing in his mind like, oh, I'm losing to women now in my sport. Forgetting that he's a man. Forgetting that he's a man. Like, oh, they're beating me in my sport now? Hell no.
No, man.
Gino's always lurking, man.
I don't put that on Gino.
Gino's always lurking, man. Like, Gino always got a bad chick in the cut somewhere, you know what I'm saying, that's ready to bust out like 40.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.